Hello fellow Turks. I'm trying to sort out a couple of things here. One sec. I tell you what, first of all I want to check, can everybody hear me before I carry on? Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, because I'm doing a lot of checks here at the moment with audio and everything. Nice to see a few people waiting to get in. Like I said, one sec. We're just waiting for teams to come out. They're chatting here. I'm trying to just adjust volume so I'm not distracted by the volume of the game. Yes, you can hear me. Great stuff. Thank you, Jason Palmer, for replying to me so quickly. It's nice to have somebody bouncing off me, and I know what to say of it then. So, here we go. A new season. And obviously, I don't want to start off with a negative thing, but I mean, we all know there's a pandemic going on. We all know that sports being able to be played we should be grateful for it even going ahead. But when you compare, I mean, I'm sorry, but I've got to mention it off the bat, right? This league is just, it says Pro 14, but there's 12 teams in it, okay? Where do you begin? We don't know. We're going to go into fixtures. We don't know what's going on. I mean, if you guys know what's going on, what the plan is with this league, then please let me know in the comments. But first of all, we're just waiting for the teams to come out. I haven't actually seen the teams yet, because I've been putting together this. I haven't streamed for a while, and every time you have a gap, there's a lot of things that change with the software and stuff, so it's just getting used to that. I'm looking forward to this game. It's reminiscent of, Scarlet fans out there, if you're watching, it's reminiscent of the cup final that we won in Dublin with the Pro 14, regarding the way the weather's going. It's been quite torrential rain, but it seems to be easy as I look at my window, and I'm probably not a stone's throw unless you've got a hell of an arm, but not far away from the stadium. So it is weird. Sort of looking at this here, Parc Y Scarlets. I mean, the naysayers will say, well, it's never full anyway. But no, it's strange though, because I know like a lot of people who are going to the game all the time. Everybody's looking for a place to watch it now, and everybody's sort of more online now, communications, than before. I mean, everybody used to tweet a lot, but it used to be tweets about like what they're doing on the way to the game. Everybody's I don't want to say rituals, but everybody's sort of their go-to way of life in how they go about watching a rugby game, like, be it Scarlets or Cardiff or Ospreys or wherever you support. Your routine has changed now, and so I'm not going to get too down about it, but it is strange. I hope, how are you guys finding it? Are you looking forward to this season? If you're a Scarlets fan, I don't know how you feel about it. To be honest, the first two games of the season, I watched them and I analysed them. I didn't sort of stream it, go online about it, but just my view, I was quite enthused. And then we went out to Toulon, and all that enthusiasm started to sort of wane a little bit, in that I saw a lot of things bad with that performance. They weren't things that were like, oh, we are in trouble. It was more frustrating because we should have won that game. We were by far the better team for most of the game. I tell you in just a quick summary of why we lost that game. A lot of people were rounding in on Dan Dinky Jones about his performance. There was a reason, in my opinion, why his performance stuttered. The deeper into that game we got, the more Dan Jones went, sort of run out of ideas. There was a reason for that, in my opinion, and that was the form of Johnny Williams, Johnny Blair Williams, who up until that game has been a very promising signing. He's looked good. He's a strong player, and I have no doubt that he will go on to be a good player for us. But it's early days yet, and against Toulon, there was a couple of things. I don't think we were expecting that turf to be as boggy as it was. We were set up to play a running game, and that pitch didn't really want it. But our pack was better than theirs, and for some reason we were trying to run, and every time Johnny Blair-Williams was getting caught in possession, he gave about 4 penalties away, holding on. He was isolated. He's not letting the ball go through the hands. There was men outside him a lot of the time, and he held on to the ball and crucially got penalised while holding on then, because he got himself isolated. Now, after those 4 or 5 penalties in a row by the same player, you saw Dan Jones's gameplay then, in that game change then, in that he adopted bear in mind, our pack were dominant, we were having the lion's share of possession, we were using the ball well, we were threatening them, they were giving penalties away, and we were 6-0 up, and we were coasting. We weren't even playing that much rugby, we didn't need to. But suddenly, he decides, from a point of view that we've got possession and we're controlling the game, and it's up to us to decide, either ping the corners or start just going through phases and just play basic rugby. It's cup rugby at the end of the day that we needed to play. He went to a kicking game, but he went to a kicking game where those kicks were 50-50. He was putting balls up in the air when it's like, why are we kicking the ball away? That it was letting them in with a chance of getting some possession and counter-attacking off that then against an unorganised defence. And that's where that's a recap of the Toulon game from me anyway. I don't know if any of you agree, but here we go. This is Munster coming out now, and like I said, I'm very sorry, I was very unprofessional, but I haven't had a chance to have a look at the full lineups because I've been really rushed just to get live today, but I'm glad I managed it anyway. So predictions, it's a really hard one to predict. I was confident going into this. I would have been confident going into this game, but Munster are a sort of team that they never go away. You very rarely have a bad performance from them, no matter what side they put out. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't had a chance, and I'm not that familiar with a lot of their names anyway lately, because they've been in flux. But I'm thinking, and if there's any Munster fans viewing, maybe you can inform us. But I'm as far as I'm aware, this is as close to full strength as you probably likely to see. Maybe, I don't know, perhaps I'm wrong. I'm not making statements. I'm sort of putting that out there that I would like to know how far off full strength is this Munster team. McLeod here, Josh McLeod, is been outstanding for us this season. And if I remember correctly, I think he went off in the final quarter of that Toulon game. And that is when things started to change in that game. But here we go. At least the rain has held off a little bit. Munster take it well. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit behind you on the lag, boys. You're just going to have to either pause your TV or for me to catch up if you want it in sync. Decided not to stream on hot mic today because I didn't see much point. I just wanted to consolidate a bit of a routine on YouTube for now. So Munster coming away with the ball here. We're making a good exit, and they've got the penalty. That's poor, and they're showing some intent here early on. Oh, it's a tackle there. Yeah, Jason Palmer saying that he decided to do the Heineken Cup will just again show the Northern Hemisphere rugby is badly organised. Well, you're not wrong there. To be honest though, I think it's all you've got to open it up, and it's all badly organised. For some reason, we seem to be making decisions to as a sop to the southern hemisphere, when they're not bringing anything to they do bring to the this is it, they bring that thing, the All Blacks name, and when they do the autumn tours, it's money, but this is it, you're eroding your foundation just for something that's coming now and again. If you build your own identity, they'll chase you. You know what I mean? This is it's basic business sense, isn't it? There's a bit of a chase here. We're doing well, Scarlets, closing them down here. He's caught outside his 22. At least we've got Eddie Butler commentating anyway. Is Shane Williams here? I don't know. Does he commentate for these now? Or is he just with good tap back? Scarlets counter attacking here. Lee Halfpenny looking for a gap. Wriggles free, makes a few extra yards here. Now we're going to make this count. Go on, Foxy. Nice to see Foxy back. It's been a long time without seeing him in a Scarlet shirt. Lee Halfpenny, bit behind him, that pass was. He tidies it up though. You know Lee Halfpenny, he'll always tidy things up. Wyn Jones, don't get hold of us. Close I was to being ripped in the tackle there. Ooh, wiper kick. Oh, bit of a fumble. Is that Conway? Looks like Conway to me. Kicks it straight down the Halfpenny's throat. He puts a high ball up, chases it, looks to claim it back, leaves the player catch it, makes a good tackle. Is that a jackal? Looks like it. Oh. Jason Palmer, you're like my favourite commentator so far, Jace. 3 comments. I thank you though. Thank you for the support. What the hell is that Zip World sponsor on the back of the shirt? Drawn on with crayon. Well, this is the problem now, isn't it? That there's been a quick turnaround. There's hardly any time for proper design and things like that to go into it. It is a bit frustrating. This is one of the reasons why I'm not so much with the kit. But with regards to the media, it's a bad knock on from Dinky there. It's been hacked down, advantage over, line up to play. Yeah. I'm just happy that they're getting sponsors, because there's been a bit of a flux and a change of the sponsors regarding Juno, what did I forget? Juno Minolta, something like that. They were called a financial company. There's a bit of a sort of bad press around them, and then obviously there's something happened there. So Oil for Wales have stepped in, and I was saying, if you look at the old badge, where is it there? If you look at the old badge, if they'd have repositioned that Oil for Wales badge, it would have been the old Llanelli RFC badge. They missed the trick there, haven't they? But for the Turks amongst us, Phil Menger loves the Adidas top. Oh, thank you, Phil. It's I tell you, this was one of the finds of my life, and it'll probably never get sold in my life. The fact that it's original from the 80s, I presume it's the 80s. It's actually a lovely story behind the top. It is actually, I think it was either the team doctor in the 80s gave it to a local boxer who used to use it to train him when he was out jogging. And I happened to have a conversation with him about just general, what tops are nice and stuff like that. We were just chatting about Scarlets tops, Cardiff tops and football tops or whatever, and he just happened to say, I've got a Scarlets top under the stairs. And he goes in and he brings this out, and I'm like, oh, good grief, how much do you want for it? How much do you want for it now? Are you selling it? Because I tried it on and it fitted me perfect as well. And to the fact it's from the 80s and it has not lost any colour whatsoever. It's just, this is a brand, boys. This is a brand. This is the brand you want. I'm not going to go on about Adidas, but you have started me off on one now, Phil. But it is I don't care. I know even the people who don't think, you know, I don't like Adidas or whatever. It's not that I'm an Adidas fanboy or anything like that. It's just this kit is just, and to be honest, I say the same about the Swansea and the Neath kits that had Adidas at that time. It was stunning, and it's not about it being retro. It's just, it looks perfect, you know. To be honest, the Adidas kits of today aren't as nice. They're not, I'll admit it. It's not about it being Adidas for me. Good penalty there to scrum for the Scarlets. Well done. Werner Kruger doing a good job there. That's a good sign. That's a good early picture for the ref to see, as the pundits say. Oh, please don't tell me that's what's his name commented. It's almost just as bad as Shane Williams. What's his name? The ex-Ospreys coach. So it's good to see a nice few of you in here, guys. While there's a break in play, I'm just gonna ask, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click the bell, so then every time I am going live, you'll get a notification. But also, if you wanna share this with friends and online and whatever, tweet it, give it a retweet. That'd be fantastic. That really helps a lot. Then gets people in on the channel. I will be looking, once I get the technology down as well, I'm going to look into it to see how to do it. If anybody does want to do like a co-commentary, I'm happy to do that. We will be doing a few things on Hot Mic if we can gather a bit of momentum. I also want to I'm on the lookout to set up maybe like podcasts and stuff with fans, or rugby fans, but Welsh rugby fans. Fans of other teams. I'd love to get some like Cardiff. Cardiff going through a lot at the moment behind the scenes, and I'd love to sort of like give that some exposure, because the media in Wales for Welsh rugby, they're in the pockets of the WIU basically, aren't they? Let's be honest. They will not give a true fan's opinion out. So, and that's why I'm doing this, is just I see like what football is doing, where you see like the United, and I'm not pretending I'm going to be like the United Stand or Redmen TV or anything like that, but you can see that we can what a difference it can make to at least get fans' voices out there. Now a lot of Irish fans, they don't understand really what's going on in Wales, and what the Welsh regions have had two hands tied behind their backs since their inception. They've never been created to achieve. They've always been created just to be incubators for the internationals. Now, I'm not going to go on to about negative stuff while the game's going on, but I will be wanting to talk about this, and I want fans to give their voice on it, because I've had enough, to be honest. I've had enough of years of, since the Roger Lewis days, and you know the way the WIU has treated domestic rugby in Wales, professional domestic rugby in Wales, as well as the community game, is shocking. So I just want everybody. But the thing is, there's no voice being given. It's been shut down between the BBC and the WIU and whatever other rubbish media organisations that get put in charge of putting the information out there. They are just, I won't say it's corrupt, I'll just say it's just not on. There isn't a voice for Welsh rugby fans, proper pro-domestic rugby fans. Jamie Carroll is coming in. I can see we're going to have a nice little chat in this one. Jamie Carroll, nice to have you in the chat, thank you for joining. Munster will smash them. Maybe, it's 0-0 at the moment though, pal. Nice to have some Munster opinions in here, because that's what I like to have like both sides of it, innit? And we can't all gather in a pub and go to games at the moment and chat about matches, so I'm glad to have a Munster opinion in here. Stop making excuses. Hey, listen here, pal, if you were being run by this union, honestly, you would not be doing anything. You would not be doing anything. It's not about just money, it's about what we've got to give up to to have any funding, we just honestly, it's just no point. I mean, how do you feel as an Irish rugby fan and a Munster fan, a proud Munster man, Jamie? How do you feel about this league then? Because I know when it first started. Do you remember when the Celtic League first started? And the two biggest teams in there were Parc Y Scarlets and Munster. And I remember Munster coming to Stradi in the first few league games, and they were good games. And I remember, it was a really good. You thought, oh yeah, this could go somewhere, but it's just been the WIU. The reason the WIU got this league organised was just somewhere to dump their internationals that they could be rested. They're not interested in providing their teams. I mean, yeah, right. They finally run a team of their own now because they've relied on private investment up until now, all this time, to prop up what they do. But now they've finally bought out their own region in the Dragons, and they're having to fund that 100%. Look it up. What a shower! What an absolute shower! I'm not, these aren't excuses, Jamie. These are facts. I'm not like, if Scarlets get beat, fine. There's no big deal. We've been beaten before. We'll get beaten again. There's no problem with that. I know you're being, you're shouting your own teams. You're being a supporter at the end of the day. But just listen to what Welsh rugby fans are saying about where they've been, what they've had to come through supporting their team. I mean, a lot of people just can't be asked. A lot of people have left. A lot of people have just stopped supporting rugby and gone off and done something else because it's not about performance. Most Welsh rugby fans are loyal. They will go to a ground, they will go to a game, they'll support their team through thick and thin. It's a way of life. They bring their family up with the culture of the family atmosphere around their clubs or regions or whatever you want to call them, right? I mean, David Morfitt's got a lot to answer for what he's done with the game in Wales. A lot to answer for, because he had this idea, but he had no financial idea on how to implement it. He just relied on basically private businessmen funding his model. Where in what other walk of life really do you see somebody walking in with no financial accountability, dictating to private businesses what they should be doing? It's I mean, anyway, there's a good few comments in here. Thank you for the comments, guys. Keep on going. Upper Bury Port, right? Daniel Cummins, Upper Bury Port. Are Bury Port playing today? I hope they are. I don't think there's any local rugby going on at the moment, though, is there? 15 Scarlet boys on the Lions tour. Hey, Daniel, at the end of the day, we know Foxy's a shoo-in, isn't it? And because he's been shooing ever since he ousted Bod for the jersey. They didn't like that, did they? To be honest, thank you for the comment, Jimmy. No, I started watching it, Jimmy, about the Dragons game last night. I started watching it, and it was just relentless from Leinster, and you could just see there was just no point. That's why I switched it off, to be honest. I was like, that Dragons organisation is pitiful, and yet. And this is the reason why, like, Scarlets fans and Ospreys fans and Cardiff fans will be very irate with what's going on at the Dragons, because at a time where the WIU are forcing the other three to take a loan out to pay for their own funding that they've got to pay back themselves with interest, right? The WIU, meanwhile, at the same time, whilst implementing that, are cherry-picking players and bringing them into the Dragons on big wages. People like Jamie Roberts now, that was a marquee signing, which, it's a player at the end of his career, isn't offering nowhere near what he used to. And when you look at the finances going on within Welsh rugby, that's what's causing a lot of people being irate. To be honest, sometimes Welsh fans, I think we can take it out on the situation in the league and things like that. But it is deeper than that, though. It's not about like, oh, we don't like the league because it's. Some people will say it's an Irish-run league. I think that statement has got a lot of merit to it, but there's a reason why it's an Irish dominant league, and I don't mean from the point of view of winning it and playing wise on the pitch. I'm on about from the point of view of behind the scenes, the organisation of it. But there's a reason why the Irish dominated from behind the scenes, and that is because the WIU can't be asked, and they won't give any authority to the regions themselves to be able to. There's just no. You look at the sponsorship, you look at the TV deals. They're piss poor. I'm sorry to swear, but they are absolute dreadful. Premier Sports now. I mean, anybody in business, why would you choose an avenue to promote your brand in the smallest little corner out of the way on the internet? Unless you're a fan of the team, nobody's seeing our teams. Our brands, Munster, Scarlets, Leinster, Ulster, all these brands that are in this league, nobody outside our regions is seeing us because nobody is buying this channel. We're only buying it because our team. We have to be able to see our teams. So I don't know what you think about that, Jimmy. You know what I mean? I'm enjoying your thoughts on it. I want to know more of your thoughts as well. Anyway, Scarlets have gone 3-0 up, and and this isn't going to turn into a rant. This is going to be a bit of a watch along. Eventually, Munster with the ball here now. They clean that back. That's not a good restart from the Scarlets, to be honest. Good half break, down a bit of a blind alley. Half decent defence there. Held them up on the game line. Did well not to give the penalty away. Good hit. There's gaps here now though. Yeah, here's the gaps. You could see it. We got fooled there, we got sucked in there. Who would I start at 10 for the Lions? This isn't going to go down well. With anybody, with Welsh fans or Irish fans. But I would go with Farrell. I think Sexton will get mauled. He's just over, not over the hill, but Sexton is like, there's a few, I mean, the youngster coming through, I forget his name now, the youngster for Leinster coming through, has a good chip through. Well, he's got to get into it. I never get that. People say, he's only just got back and then moaning about him running. Yeah, but he's got to get match fit, doesn't he? And he's not going to get match fit unless he starts running. Patch at 10 for the Lions. Oh, that's a big call. That's a big call. I think he's going to cement his place for Wales first, to be honest. But who knows? You know what I mean? This is it. To call the Lions outside half right now, it's a difficult thing. I think you'll have a better idea once these internationals have been played. Was a good chip through. Penalty come in. Right. Well, we should go 6-0 up here now. Now the challenge starts because we were 6-0 up in too long. But so Dinky Dan to take a kick a goal here, or is it? No, he's giving it to Halfpenny. He's giving it to Halfpenny. Well, this sponsorship with Zip World came out of the blue, didn't it? Which is nice to see. I mean, it's quite a well-known. I wouldn't say local because it's up sort of north mid Wales, isn't it? But it's quite a good brand, isn't it? It's quite a well-known brand in Wales. That I think, alongside the Scarlets, it seems like a good fit. I've always wanted to go, to be honest. Ever since I saw Scott Quinnell going down there, I thought if it can hold his weight, it should hold mine. So the halfpenny. He looks good in Scarlet, mind, doesn't he? Bit like me, like. He's got it. Nice. So, Daniel Cummins is asking me and everybody else, because this isn't just to me, obviously, I put it out to everybody else as well. Who would I have at 9? Oh. I've said this a while ago. Yeah, many of you think maybe I might go for to be a Turk, a one-eyed Turk. I'll go for Gareth Davies, Cawdor. I'm actually going to go deeper than that, and I'm going to be even more of a one-eyed Turk, and I will tip a dark horse here in I've forgotten his name. Who's the next Scarlet 9? I've forgotten his name. Not Combi, yeah. Combi is the winger. He's going to be on the bench. It's the Scarlet boy on the bench, anyway. I reckon there's enough time for him to come through, claim an international place, and be a dark horse for a Lions place. Go on, Cawdor, boy. Do you know who he's started on? Look at this. No, that's embarrassing, mate. That is embarrassing. As a front rower, what do you think about that? Jamie, are you still here? Did you see that? There you go, it's still going on, look. They all love him. They all love Cawdor. Kieran Hardy, that's the one. Thank you, Daniel. Kieran Hardy, I am tipping as a dark horse to make a Lions. Certainly the squad. I think he'll get into the international side. He is going to be Russell. Are you on Finn Russell for 10, Jace? Oh, please. Oh, please, no. No, honestly, I know if Finn Russell is the 10 for the Lions, I won't watch. I literally will not watch. No way am I wasting my afternoon or morning or whatever tuning into a Lions test series when Finn Russell is the outside half, right? I'm sorry. I know I'm being a bit flippant there, but I can't believe a top European side actually wanted him. He's dreadful. He's absolutely dreadful. He just doesn't do it. Now, obviously, we've all got in our minds what we want our outside halves to be, because there's lots of different kinds of players, isn't there? What they're good at, what they're weak at. I just think he's all fur coat and no knickers. That's what I think Finn Russell is. He'll do one or two flashy things that don't really amount to much. He's the James Hook. He's the new James Hook, right? He'll try things and they look flashy, and the commentators will recognise it, or people who don't really know that much about rugby will like it and be impressed by it. But when you analyse what he costs you in a game, I would never have a Finn Russell in my side. Never. He wouldn't. There are plenty. I'd rather have just a normal staple, tidy outside half. Someone like Dinky Dan. I'm not saying Dinky Dan's better than him. What I'm about is, if I was making a squad, I'd have my star player, like maybe a Patchell or a Farrell or a Sexton or somebody like that. But I would never ever choose a Finn Russell. You've got to remember, right, the standard of Scottish halfbacks has been poor for years. So it always has. They've always been weak mentally, poor at game management. That's why Scotland don't know what to do when they get in the final third of a game. It's because their halfbacks are poor, right? But they'll do the odd thing and they look alright. Yeah, they look alright for Scotland standards. And I'm not being anti-Scotland, yeah? I like Scottish rugby, I like a lot of their players, but halfbacks have never impressed me with Scotland. I don't know why. I can't even think of one that I think back down the years, like, oh, he would have been good. Who was it? Townsend, maybe. Townsend was good. And the fact that he is involved in the coaching there is detriment, really, to, you know, I mean, it should be better. Their standard of halfback should be a lot better. So yeah, that's what was the yellow card for? I missed it as well, guys, but we're 9-0 up, but that was quite a big penalty there. That looked like, where was that penalty given? It's not a good sign. Where's this ref from? Is he Welsh? Because maybe Jamie Carroll will be looking for excuses soon. Huh? There's 9-0 so far, and Munster got a yellow card. I'm waiting for Jamie Carroll was telling us to stop making excuses, and that Munster were going to smash us. To be honest, you had me worried for a minute, Jamie, as well, in that I was starting to believe you. But that advert in the background, mycubbcase.com. Is that actual James Davis? His business, or is it just someone typing in advice? Find out what mycubbcase.com is. Oh, who's down? So that doesn't look good. That looks like head or neck. Is that prop that was starting on Cowder? Cowder's had him. Cowder's had him off the ball, is he? He's taking the legs away now. His forwards came in and took his legs away. Is Tad Burns on the pitch? See, like I said, I didn't see the starting lineup, so because I was rushing and I didn't have a chance. So, guys, Munster fans, if you're still in here, what? How are you looking to get into this game? You've got a penalty now. Have you gone to the corner? Are they looking at the TMO? Are they? He's up anyway. They're just waiting for the injury. They're not going to the TO, are they? Jason Palmer with "It's a pet travel range." Oh, you actually typed it in as well. Well, thank you, pal. Well, that's good to know. Well, I haven't got any pets anyway. Apart from maybe Mark Oldbridge. He's my little pet. Oh, if anybody's into football, right, take a tune in to Mark Oldbridge at the moment, because they obviously with the transfer deadline, he's watching, he's waiting with that Sancho deal. Sorry to talk about football during the rugby, right, but he's waiting with that Sancho deal, and it's honestly, you get the popcorn out, sit there and just watch it. It's hilarious, because you know it's not happening. Daniel Cummins says, where am I from? I got a stalker, boys. I'm from Clerkenwell, boys. Machynnes. The posh part of Clerkenwell. Yeah, we've got golf courses, Lidl's, we've got everything, right? It's lovely. Come visit. So Munster with a bit of ball here. They're a man down though, so what will they do here? They're going to have to keep it to it. That looks like a jackal. Oh, he just lost it though. Kruger's having a good game, in fairness. He's almost had a couple of jackals. He's doing well in the scrum. Looks fired up. Tag Bird with a slip. Looks to support. He's ripped. Yes, turn over. Come on, boys. Come on, Scarlets. Get up on them. Ain't nothing in these boys. Oh, good counter. Conway on the counter-attack here. He's made a good break. Passes, he could be in here. That's a good try. Excellent try. Well done. Now, Jason, giving my location away. Try Munster is a good try as well, in fairness. Considering they're a man down, you've got to ask questions though. And I know, and I'm sure Jason Palmer probably will. but you've got to ask questions of the Scarlets defence. That's poor. But credit to Munster for spotting it. It had to be taken. But we were... No, there's been a couple of occasions now where Steph Evans is coming in off his wing to defend, and he needs to stay out. The centre, why is he trying? Look, he's chasing you. Now, if he's going to come in and chase, he's asking front row forwards then to fill in for him out on the wing. And their wingers, look, and their fullbacks have combined here, and their open side flankers when they're running at front rowers. They've spotted that we've got front rowers covering for our winger who's cut in to chase there, so it's poor. No, to be honest though, Jace, you're saying Calder should have cleared the touch. We're a man up when we've turned the ball over. It's wet weather, so the kick was good. The chase was poor. It's poorly organised, and I'm not about, it's like they've slipped that ball and they've changed the point of attack, right? At this point, you know, it's I just think Halfpenny maybe, you know, he was way far back there. He hasn't read that, and he's normally great at reading things. I think, you know, Halfpenny didn't even get anywhere near reading any of that situation. He was way over the other side of the pitch, and he was the last man in, which is, yeah, you want your fullback to be the last man in defence, but he's got to at least get there to make a tackle, and that's what we were missing there, to be honest. I mean, Munster spotted that we had front row forwards there, and they switched quickly. Credit to Munster. Steph Evans back on the wing for Wales. I'm not sure. I think they'll go Josh Adams. There seems to be a lot of hype around Ashton Hewitt at the moment. I'm not saying he's better than Steph Evans. I'm just saying what I'm noticing in the Welsh media. Every time the Dragons play, they just going on and on and on about this Ashton Hewitt. And to be honest with you, I do not see what people see in him. He's a physical specimen, and that's it. He's not a rugby player. He's just he can run. He's all right, but he doesn't read the game. He doesn't. There's just nothing in him. I'm not going to go into it about him. But I don't know. I just don't see anything in Ashton Hewitt. But I've got a sneaky feeling they're going to go with him. I mean, who else is available? What's the pool? I'm trying to remember what the pool is. Who's available? You know, because I know Steph. He started off playing all right, but he didn't have a great game in Toulon, and he's made things like that there where he's come in, not affected the tackle situation either. That's the, you know, if you're the fact that he's come in to make the tackle and made that decision isn't a problem for me. The problem is he's made that decision. If you're going to make that decision, you've got to affect the situation. As soon as he came in, Munster spotted it straight away and swapped the play to where he'd just come from. So, and there's a scrum penalty here for Munster. So Scarlets got to get their head back in the game here, because Munster are, with a man down, they're winning this power play 7-0. Or, well, sorry, 7-3. So 31 minutes gone, and yeah, it's cool. We've got quite a game in our hands. It's and I don't think anybody expected when Scarlets went 9-0 up. Nobody expected them to really run away with things. Munster, you know, there's a strong side here. We've got to keep going. We've got to keep these under pressure, because give them a chance, and they will. They may not look to play like we do. They may not have an amazing expansive style, but when it's on, when there's an opportunity, they know how to take it. Lovely take. That's great play. Now we've got to make sure this counts though. Oh, good pass. Go on. I didn't want them to let that bounce. Good play. Going right. Kick across. Is that charged? Lovely step. Nice step again. Well, yeah, you never play here. Oh, sure! He's going! Oh, my God! Oh! Ball with the charge on. It's recycled. It's going to go right. Cowdor out to Steph Hughes. Looks for a gap that's not there, but he has sucked in a few players there. As long as he can recycle the ball, we should be alright. Cowdor looks looks right, goes left. Steph, the chip through. That's a good kick. That's a good kick. That's what's needed as well. We need to say, right, you know, you're a man down, I don't know how long's left of their power play. They should have the clock, shouldn't they? You know, this is where, you know, it's lacking a little bit. Nice little run, and you know, Thompson needs that. He needs that because he's had a stuttering start to his Scarlets career. We need to see more of that from him. Didn't know he had that in his armoury. What are you on about? Did you not see him in Super Rugby? That was the main thing he was doing. Oh, that was close. One, not to knock it on. Two, oh, it's a penalty for Scarlets. Now then, to be honest, this is a tricky situation here. Scoreline suggests kick for goal, but position on the field and momentum suggests kick for the corner. He's giving the Lee halfpenny. He's decided to kick for goal. With the line not going as good as it is, I would have maybe been tempted to go for the corner, but the fact that the score is 9-7, I think I can totally understand why they're going. Just catching up with a few how many Welsh boys will go on the line? To be honest, Daniel, I think it's just too early to say. You've got to see who's playing well for their countries at the moment before you start even looking at it. It's, you know, I just don't know. It depends what sort of. Are they going to go with experience, tried and tested? Because there's plenty of tried and tested out there now coming back to fitness from injuries. Would they go with much of the core of you know, who have got experience? That's an excellent kick. Lovely kick in from Lee Halfpenny. I tell you what, I haven't had a chance to talk about it, but that tackle he made out in Toulon was outstanding. People say he's lacking a bit of pace, right? That was a boggy pitch, and he had a flying wing, and that wing had loads of space to arc around him and get to that corner, and he somehow managed to close him down and just make such a full-blooded tackle. The technique, everything. Yeah, yellow card's finished, yeah. But they don't have a countdown clock on the yellow card, which is poor. You know, that's poor. Any other TV company, if you've got a yellow card, they're counting it down so you know how long's left on it. At least for the last couple of minutes of it, you know. For the last 2 minutes, they'll put the countdown clock on. Good run by Halfpenny. He's taking 3 men in there. If he can recycle the ball as offside, ref. Oh, sealing off. And Scarlets, to be honest, we are we go close to the laws of where we're sealing off. We're not. If you look at this here, look, yeah. Yeah, he allows himself to be driven off it. He'd done, you know, there was no need to go in as hard as that. He'd done the main work. He was duped, to be honest. You know, the player looked like he was going to go for that ruck. Apparently referees going both ways here though, it seems. So the refs out, I think this ref's having a decent game so far. There's nothing really, he's giving advantage here now. So Munster with a penalty advantage. I'll have to have a look at this on the replay to be honest, but so far I think he hasn't really given anything that has been, because you see some refs and they're just giving things that are preposterous. Still advantage. Oh, good hands from Munster. Still a bit behind the game line, but they are playing with this advantage. He give a new penalty. Come on now, boys. Is just a question for you guys, is Kasim on the bench? Because he was left out against Toulon, obviously. Is he named this week? Or because that was I struggled with that one, to be honest, of the thinking behind it. Against Toulon, he'd have been perfect. He would have been perfect. Play simple rugby, get over the game line. Excuse me. Kick for goal, Munster to close the gap back just before half time here with a minute to go. Oh, is he good? He's missed it. Oh, now there, and that's the difference, guys. That is the difference in quality. You know, when you need points, that's a big turning point there, to be honest. That's a momentum killer. Munster had worked very hard to get back into the game here. Oh, little short kick off. Tommy Rogers almost getting away there. He happily acting as a first receiver. Big long kick, keeps it in field. Hanran with a bit of a slip. Nothing much else on but an up and under. Oh, off his feet. Oh, it's a knock on. There's a chance for Munster with a counter attack here. Half time. Sorry, I was just engrossed there. I was keeping an eye on everything. So what's your verdict so far? Happy with that, boys? I'm so happy with that. We're stuttering through. It's greasy conditions. I think we're playing the conditions quite well. We look quite comfortable. I'd say that we, not that we've allowed a Munster into the game, but we sort of, it was a bit soft, that try. It was a well taken try by Munster, but we should have been a lot better. And I'm not seeing too much. Byrne has been quiet, really quiet in this game, to be honest. I don't think he's ever hit the heights for Munster as what he did with the Scarlets. And I put this out there. Do you think if he had stayed and carried on progressing with the Scarlets, he would have gained more caps? I think I would be more a shoo-in on the international stage. Because whilst he's been a star for Munster, I just don't think they fit his style. I think the way the Scarlets play with their tempo allows him to shine more. But on the back of that, Ireland don't play a high tempo either. I think he'd have been better going back to Leinster, to be honest. Because they do at least play things, even though it's still structured, they do play with they put more tempo into their game than what Munster do. and they look better at doing it as well. Munster, when they're trying to play tempo rugby, it doesn't suit them. Leinster, Scarlets, Glasgow, Ulster even, Ospreys, you see those teams, Edinburgh, you see those teams, they look far more comfortable when the game is fast. They live with it far better. I think Munster prefer an arm wrestle, and they prefer to have the time to choose. They'll ponder at the base of every ruck, at the base of every set piece, every breakdown. They will ponder their decisions far longer. And that's why. I forget his name now. The scrum half for them. He suits their style, so that's why he's far better rated. I think if that scrum half was in any other team outside Ireland, he wouldn't really be rated at all. He's got a half decent pass, a half decent box kick, and very little else. He does his defending okay, but he suits Munster. But I don't know. Perhaps I'm talking rubbish. I don't know. Right, I'm going to go and take a little break, guys, and just make a quick cup of tea while there's an half-time break, and I'll be back in about 5-10 minutes now, okay? Take care, boys. So, welcome back to those of you who bothered to stick around for me. Thank you very much. I tell you, I wouldn't have taken a break, but I was so rushed at the start. I'd had a chance to, I'd made a sandwich with a packet of crisps and a bottle of water to have before it, and it was such crammed trying to get online quicker. I didn't have a chance to eat it, so I've got to take a break at half time just to wolf that down and make a cup of tea. So I got my Scarlets mug here, my tea for the second half, just in time. I missed a couple of minutes, but it's live TV, boys. And my Oreos, look. I don't know, I did like them at the time, but I don't know, I've gone off them a bit. I'm not a big fan of them. I'm not a big fan of anything American, really. I don't know, I can't think of anything American I like. Trump, maybe. No, I'm joking. I didn't finish my sentence. I said Trump and bleach. Anyway, yeah, no, Jace, I'm not missing the game. I'm fine. Don't worry about it, pal. Nothing's happened, and I just always leave them wanting more. They say, innit, you know. So Chris Edmonds. I just read in the comments now, you little I tell you what, gone for half-time orange. Yes, I had Chris Edmonds being a bit rude there. No, I never. Chair's doing a better job. Chair, I'm going to work with you lot, is he? Missing the game. Burgers, pizzas, we know it. Good grief. So, what's your thoughts on, boys? How are we looking? Are Scarlets stressing you out at all? Or he did well to get that ball away, or Cowder's gone the wrong way though. You know, Steffi was throwing a big pass out. Steph Evans got a bit of space. Steps one, half tackled, now held up. He's on his knees. He's on his knees. It's tackle. Oof. Go on, Ken. He's on the wrong side there. Hey, every time, ref. Fair play to Ken. No, he did tie him in. Now it's on. Come on. I think we're overusing this chip through. We seem reluctant to try and hit the gap, to hit the hole, you know, and offload off around the back. It's on to do that, and we're just easy option. I know, you know, it's not that bad weather. I think they're worried about, because Munster have threw a loose ball or threw a missed kick. They've countered us quite easily once in the first half. I think maybe they're being more conservative in their attacks now, but they did this something to Lon as well. They were on top, and then they went all conservative and run out of ideas in attack, and just started kicking the ball up in the air, hoping to claim it back. And it's like, even if you claim it back, it was a 50-50 kick, even if you claim it back, you're still left with the same scenario then, to like, right, what do we do with the ball, boys? You know? But we're taking this penalty. Now, to be honest, I'm grateful that we're actually having something out to this referee, because if we weren't getting the penalties going for us, and if Munster weren't they're giving some quite soft penalties away actually, and letting us off the hook. If Munster were to just say, right, everybody get their hands out and just fan out and just hold the defence, we'd probably struggle here right now. We didn't. This is very similar to the Toulon game. We were lacking ideas behind, which for a Scarlets team is criminal. Thankfully, Lee Halfpenny has got a gem of a boot. You've got to feel the Ospreys, man. Well, you haven't, but just hear me out a minute now. I like when you look at Lee Halfpenny, Tess Lyon, Scarlet, Sanjay, Tess Lyon, Scarlet. Both of them came through the Ospreys region undiscovered, or well, they were known about, but they just didn't deem them good enough, and they decided to play people like Fussell, and Dan Evans is there now, who was deemed, and quite rightly so at the time, I think, not good enough for the Scarlets. And this is where now we needed. To be honest, I know, bit of a momentum, giving the momentum straight back to Munster here. But interestingly, they're just chipping away at the points. There's a bit of a game of chess going on here now, isn't there? And to be honest, though, this game suits Munster. Munster won't like these sorts of games where there's penalties back and forth and they're in the game, And we need to be starting to think like, how are we going to score here? How are we going to cause them problems? I was going to say something else and I can't remember what it was now. Nice to see you in here, Chris Edmonds. I was going to call in earlier on, pal, but I didn't have time. I was rushing. Looks good. So he's got one. His kicking hasn't been great, and perhaps that's why the Scarlets aren't worried so much about giving the penalties away. So that's a bit frustrating. Still a 5-point game, but no, we didn't want. Once we got that 3 points, handing them 3 back straight away is frustrating. Knock on. He's threw off his feet and not. Thank you. Oh, he's giving a knock on. He's playing advantage, right? Okay. Sorry, you're seeing my mind. No, you see a player doing something stupid and you're like, that's a penalty straight away. Now we need to sort this scrum out because we're getting first of all we're having a couple of penalties going our way, but last couple of scrums Munster have managed to mess it up a bit. Now here's a chance to express ourselves. We've got a scrum and a perfect opportunity here now to do what we are renowned for. Look at the pitch, look at why that, look at the attacking opportunity we've got, You can't ask for a better attacking opportunity, to be honest. Maybe if the scrum was a little bit further in to have a better blindside to cause a bit of an indecision in the Munster defence. Oh, he's done well there. We've got to keep hold of this, Excellent. Now, he's giving the penalty. And I say kick it because you got to kick it to get that 3-point advantage back. I agree with Sean Hawley in that he's castigating Munster. What's your thoughts? What's his name in here still? I don't think he's here anymore, is he? He's gone. We had Jamie Carroll in here earlier on, a Munster fan, and he was giving it the big one. He's gone a bit quiet now, though. But it'd be interesting to hear his thoughts on these penalties Munster are giving away. They're a bit soft, to be honest. They're letting us off the hook easily. We're not having to work for it. Ooh. Looked as if he pulled that for a minute then. Oh, change your Seb, is his name Sebastian? Sebastian, yeah. That's an interesting change. That's quite a bit earlier than I would have done it, to be honest. Good take, Dan Jones. Oh, nice step. Well done, Blade. Oh, that was close. He kept it in. When he lets it bounce, never a good idea, that. But he's managed to wait for that ball, still catch it, no pressure on him. Oh, I tell you, we were lucky again here. He was isolated, but I felt we weren't up on him quick enough. Chris says, I'm glad Lee is on form with the boot. Jevan Sebastian scares you. In what way then, Chris, does he scare you? I don't know, he doesn't scare me. He looks quite friendly to me. He looks the sort of guy you could introduce to your mum. I don't know. And that's what we've missed. There, Foxy, an extra jackler in midfield. Someone was saying online earlier on, and I was trying to point it out to them, I think it was on Glad, and they were saying about that James Davis's game has gone since the rule changes happened. And it's not, in my opinion, is that's not really it. Obviously he's been injured, but what I'm on about is he's not as effective as what he once was, because he hasn't got Byrne and Foxy and Barkley in the team jacking him, but the main one is Shingler. Shingler was very clever tackling a player and presenting that tackled player in a prone situation to be jackled. He was very good at it. If you look at how Shingler was playing, that's what Shingler brought. He brought you line-out leadership and an option, but he also brought you defensively intelligent play, plus athleticism around the park. But James Davis's game was built around Shingler and also 2 or 3 other jacklers in the team. Whereas since those jacklers weren't there for mixed reasons, Burns left, Barkley left, Foxy was injured, and you used to have Scott Williams there as well, was another threat at the breakdown. This is good play from the Scarlets, good driving Moyer. Now he's going to have to use this quickly though. Oh, he's well done. Ryan Elias did really well there. Steph, oh, with a chip again. Why, man? That's a waste, that is. We're kicking too much, man. He knows he had the penalty. I still don't like it though. If you've got a penalty coming, run the blooming thing, man. Oh, it's 18-10. We scored a try now and we're killing this game off. Yeah, Munster have been poor in their discipline, and they're letting us off the hook, to be honest, which I'm grateful for. I'm not going to moan about. Our Munster, I mean, is this a full strength Munster side, more or less? I don't know. Someone have to inform me. If it is, they got problems because they're not that great. The intensity hasn't been very good, to be honest. But you just feel Scarlets have got a lot of gears to go up yet. It's just that there's a lot of new signings as well. They're still gelling. If we can just go through the motions here and get a win, that'll be good. Excellent kick. Excellent kick. I mean, 21 points, we haven't scored a try, it's all penalties. penalties from Munster as well. Scarlets have done, you know, the penalties Scarlets have given away have been a bit silly as well, but good tackle, well done Foxy. I tell you what, Foxy's looking, well you'd think Lee Harpenny with all his kicks might get man of the match, but for actual play, considering he's come back from injury, this is a good performance from Foxy, fair play. I mean, that's good. It's not just stopping the man, he's driven him, changed his angle with power there and driven him and slid him into touch. I'm impressed with that, fair play. I've questioned the inclusion of Blade Thompson over Kasim being in the team, but he's starting to grow into his game a bit here, and he's showing a bit of class. Oh, that's a good. Oh, if that had stayed in field, that was going to be good play from Conway there. He's got a knee in the leg, into the thigh bone, and from the side as well, where that is the side of your thigh. When you get a clonk on there from a knee, it is proper dead leg time, innit? Yeah, he's had a knee and a shin into the side of his thigh, hasn't he? I don't know what you're on about, Jace. That Zip World sponsor on the back, I think it looks good. Looks fine, man. It stands out, doesn't it? Good. Oh, not straight. I tell you what, that was closer. You see far worse not given. So, 21-10, 58 minutes gone, Munster with a scrum. They've got to score. It's a good scrum from Scarlets. Oh, and it's against the head as well. Brilliant play, I went on a break. Cowgo makes a break, oh what's through? Sets it back, oh lovely hands. Up out the tackle, Ryan Elias charging through. This is better. No silly errors now. Quick ball. Tommy Rogers. Oh, almost sealing off there. Good tackle on Calamafoni. So draw a few more men in. Burn with a chat. Oh. I think we just need to go up the guts here though. Don't worry about going. Look at the gaps in the middle around the side of the ruck. That's it. Just tie them in. Because our backs are not flipping heck, man. And that is the danger when you try to do that. You've got to make sure that and the root cause of this, to be honest, is the fact that we are not trusting our outside backs to create. if we were looking a bit more dangerous, we would not be keeping the ball that long. But it was the right thing to do, because I could feel, I felt the need to do that, to hold that ball in for a period in their territory, especially with the way that they're giving penalties away. Good tackle by Ryan Elias, and they're forced to kick. Oh, it stayed in from Lee Arthur. It looked like it was going to go out, that did, but it sort of died. Why is Dave Grohl playing scrum half as a flanker for Munster? An overweight Dave Grohl. They got it. He's held up. Ball held up. Scarlets ball. Well done. Well done. I tell you what, let's go back, because we haven't had a chance to comment on it. How good was that scrum a few phases back from where we took that against the Head? That was an immense scrum. I mean, I don't remember Munster being shoved off a ball like that in a long, long time. You know, one thing Munster always do is they got a good set scrum. They haven't really perhaps got the best front rows available, but they've always got a good unit or a good pack that you don't really get much out of them. To be able to shove them back like that was very, very impressive. And Jevan Sebastian, you got to say, you know, since he's come on the pitch, he's shown up well. He's caused a problem for Munster in that area, and there was no debate about it. It wasn't like ref's interpretation. That was square, that was straight, that was upright, and we just drove them backwards. They had no answer for it. I was very, very happy with that scrum. So Cowder off, and is Kieran Hardy on. Excellent. This, I got a feeling about this kid. I think he's going to be one of my favourite Scarlet players. The new breed. What do you reckon, guys? I think Kieran Hardy can push his way into Wales, and I know I'm putting a lot on the guy now. I know I'm putting a lot on his shoulders, but from what I've seen of him so far, he's got the potential to be the Scarlets number one, the Welsh number one, and get on that plane for the Lions. Go on, Foxy. Good pass. Lovely take and give. Go on, Steph. Oh, that bloody chip all the time. It is on, I know it's on, but he's overdoing it. He's doing it every time. There's no need. Oh, calm down now. There was basic play as well. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be intricate. Our attack, we've been kicking far too much though. I mean, and I think Kieran Hardy might have been in front of him anyway. But at least they're raising a bit of tempo here, getting a bit of possession and trying to do something with it. But I don't like this grubber through all the time. It is a good tactic. It does work, but we're overdoing it. We've got to vary it a bit. Good line. I was waiting for him to call it not straight then, to be honest. But I think because there wasn't even a challenge on him, that's a good maul. That's a good maul. We're doing very well, to be honest. Like scrum, maul, even the breakdown. That's lovely passing. Now go for it. That's better. I think the only reason he didn't kick it then was because someone was round his feet, and we got the penalty. Go on, Tommy. Oh, there's a bit of a warning coming for the Munster boys here. I wonder how they'll take this. You know, they're not renowned for taking warnings very well, are they? Always got something to say, but that was more in their O'Gara years. He is pop. What are you on about now, Jace? Kieran Hardy? Or Steph? It's hard to tell with you, pal, because there's always somebody you're saying it about. Glenn, Jace, by the end of this game, Jace be Glenn Delaney out. Hashtag. Oh, Patch coming on, and Cubby. Here we go, boys. Bonus points on. Reckon with Patch and Cubby coming on now, it's time to get into. Well, we've got a nice little cushion as well built up. It's time now. We've got what have we got? 15 minutes left to get 4 tries. The thing is, once we get one, if we were to get one or two in quick succession, you know that we just open it up then. Yeah, to be honest, Jace, I kind of agree. I'm not sure whether it is that he hates taking contact, but he certainly doesn't. Not so much that, just taking it and recycling the ball, because he's done the hard work. He's caused the honeypot situation in their defence. He needs to just go, take a man in, take it to ground, rely on his teammates, you know, to set that ball back up. There'll be gaps for other people then on the next phase. Because you saw, once we started just trying to offload a little bit, it was causing Munster problems. So that's not a good kick, is it? Unlucky, pal. I like these youngsters coming through though. Good defence so far. That's not going anywhere. Fair play, well done, Scarlets. Good tackle. We seem narrow though. Good tackle. The ball was available there to rip that in the tackle. Oh, is that Blade Thompson down again? That didn't look good. No, he's still down as well. This is good from Munster. It's a patient build-up from Munster. Oh, he's through and he scored. And this is crazy, you know, Munster played no rugby, had hardly any possession, yet they scored 2 tries out of blooming nothing. So what's ball seems to think that something's not right here. It's not good alignment there, an organisation in defence. And this is what Munster are good at though, is that when they want to play, they're capable of playing. they used to be very good at stopping the opposition play as well years ago, but that was their identity really, that they were famed for. What are they looking at here now? Are they looking at... Somebody came in late on Jake Ball, I think. Yeah, with an elbow, look. Into his head. He's into his head. Look at this. This is TMO. Watch this now. Jake Ball here. O'Mani comes in with his elbow onto his head. After the play. This is going to be... this is going to be looked at. Surely. That's a red. Are they not going to look at it? What do you think, guys? Watch this here now. Jake Ball, head. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Eddie Butler, are you blind? Can you not see? I've seen this after the second replay. And they've shown it another 7 times now. That is red. I don't know where we stand with regards... there's an elbow to the head. A player lying on the floor. Jake Paul's not really done anything bad there. Landing on a player, he's elbowed him in the head. Do we want him out? Oh, now, does this constitute the try being reversed though? I'm not sure. What do you think, guys? But this has got to be red. Is that the yellow as well? Is that the yellow as well? This has got to be red. Guys, you've gone all quiet. What do you think? This is, for me, this is O'Mani and it's a red card. Elbow. He's looking for him. He's looked for him with an elbow. No, exactly. Thank you. It's in front of the ref as well. How didn't he see that happening? It's a red card, right? The only thing I wonder is it didn't stop the try being scored. So I don't know whether they can reverse the try, but it's a certain red card. Because the thing is, in rugby, if he's already had 1 yellow card, so even if it's a yellow, he's going off. It's 2 yellows, isn't it, surely? Do they stack? They should do in rugby. The try is scored. It's after the game. It's the cheapest shot you could ever want to get. I mean, it should have been straight red. It's not a shoulder, it's an elbow. A shoulder you can maybe understand, but it's still red anyway. But does it, now what happens with the try? I think so, Jace. I think the try will stand. It's a shame, well, it's not a shame, but it's silly. No, I mean, we were already saying that the penalties that Munster were giving away were soft all game. Their discipline was unbelievably bad. Yeah, this is it. It's after the try is scored, so I don't see any reason sort of like, to disallow the try. I've seen them though reversed. In that, if a penalty's already been given and somebody did that, they would reverse the penalty, wouldn't they? That's the key. That's why it's not clear cut. Alright? If there was a penalty being given in front of the posts, and then after the penalty's been given, Omani would have done that, and the penalty had been given to Munster, they would reverse the penalty. So, what do you think about that, Jez? If it's a penalty, it would be reversed. So, so I don't know. But I certainly don't feel 100% that, that should have been disallowed. Even if it was that Munster took the lead from it or anything like that, I'd say well, it's one of those where it's a grey area, isn't it? Well, we started with a penalty here now as well. This game has got, I tell you, with all what Munster have done, with all their ill discipline and their red and yellow cards and the penalties they've given away and allowed us to build a lead, we could still throw this game away. The only good thing is 10 minutes to go, but we've got to start playing now, right? Because you know what? Against 14 men now, if we don't take this game, good kick. If we don't take this game now and start playing, they are going to come at us and they could steal this even with 14 men. I guarantee, right, if we don't have our heads on right here, they're going to take this game. Because they've had the confidence, despite having the red card, they've had the confidence that every time they've attacked us, they've scored. They're scoring tries to us. That's good. I like California. It's exactly what we needed. But we haven't had a chance to see Patch in the game yet properly. Now the defence, we got a big defence here now. Got an advantage. They're going to have to kick for the corner here now. They're not going to go, surely they're not going to go for 3 here now, are they? With a 10 point gap. They've got to go for the corner. Or do they think with 8 minutes left, they might just chip away maybe? Stinking from Mahoney, I tell you, he's always had that part, that element to his game then, should we say. But more so, I thought it was more like, in years gone by, he was in a Munster pack where they were dirty, right? They were a dirty side. And they would get away with a lot. But since those other names have gone, Marnie's been sort of just a normal, sort of hard-working player. But today he's been filthy. And not in a good way. He's done alright so far, apart from being driven into touch by Foxy. It's a good kick. So game on, and game on, and they're going to feel, they're not going to be giving up or anything like that now, Munster. Despite being a man down, they're going to feel that they can win this, or get something out of this. And they're battling for the bonus point as well. He's done alright there, scrum half. For them. Good tackle, well done. That's exactly what we needed. I don't know why he tried to go for that, to be honest, because he was jumping and he was almost landing into touch. Perfect. Beautiful. We needed that. We've had enough momentum changers in this game now. Momentum changing events. But we have, in fairness, when we've been down here, we have capitalised, but we've let them straight back in again. Oh, ball through his legs, knock on. That's alright, we'll have the scrum, because they're a man down in the scrum, and we were arse raping them before it. What do you think, boys? Dave Grohl's playing hooker for them now. You've said FFS, Jess. You need to elaborate on what you say in FFS for. Oh! Well, what a turnaround. I mean, when there was 8 men there, Sebastian absolutely ruined them against the head. And now against 7 man pack, he's been pinged. Strange. Now then, yeah, I agree. Our concentration, it's got to be in it. It's got to be concentration, because we're doing things well 1 minute, and the next minute then, look, Munster look dangerous. So it's good play here now. Oh no! This game, and they're gonna go. Munsters just seem to be getting things landing in their hands all the time, but we're making stupid mistakes. Oh, get him down. First tackle missed. And look, when Munster have the ball, they are... Oh, look at this! What are you doing? Knock on. He's got it anyway. It's stolen! Referee, it's stolen! He knocked it on, first of all. He's knocked it on. The ball is available to claim. He's going to ask for it. He's going to ask to have a look, see if he knocks it on. He's dropped it. He's squirmed out the side of his hand. And that's why the Scarlet claimed it. He's lost it. He's given the penalty. Oh my good grief. They can get a draw here, huh? And there's no time to come back. And we'll deserve that. That's all we'll deserve, mind, if this happens. So frustrating. And the pack have done well all game, but right when we've needed them, they've given the penalty away in the scrum, and they're on the back foot, you know, in the maul. They're in. They're in here. Shocking. Shocking. Well, what do you think, boys? It is absolute shocking. They're a man down, boys. I said, didn't I say, when that man, when Morney was sent off, I said, the mindset now, we cannot afford now to stop playing. And we have. We've stopped playing. We're just like we did in Toulon as well. We've stopped playing. Shocking. Just because we've dominated them a few times, we seem to think like, oh, everything's going to take care of itself then. Just because we've had the red card, it just means they sort of stood back and thought, oh, we've got a man extra now, and they've switched off. I said it as it happened. I said it as it happened. They watch out now, because the danger is that once you get a red card for the opposition, you might switch off. And it's all square. Right, we've got to go now. This is shocking. Good tap back. What? Ah! That's into a touchline. What's going on here? Oh, because he's lifted him off his feet. Shocking. Shocking. I don't blame the ref there, because that call came in from the touch judge. This is crazy, innit? It feels like it's going to feel like a loss, but at the end of the day, you don't. It's 3 tries to 0. At the end of the day, that tells you all you want to know. That wasn't straight, ref. That was nowhere near straight. That's it. Clock's red. You kick it out. They're going to play. And they're going to lose it. They kick for goal, yeah? They're going to lose it. Unbelievable. What are you doing, boys? No, they're going to go for goal, yeah? There's the win. He's going for goal, yeah? There you go. And to be honest, I'm not even nervous because it already feels like a loss. So, even if he gets this, I don't really feel like, oh, we've lost or whatever. I'm already feeling like we've lost because a draw is as good. A draw against Temen, when you had a lead, what you had, then they had a red card, and you've allowed them to come back. Absolute shocking. Like I said, I predicted it. Jason Palmer said sack the coach. Delaney out. Hashtag Delaney out. I remember you saying the same about Pivac when he first took over and lost 3 games in a trot in his first 3 games in the league, and then we won the league. It's there. You can't make it up, and that's it. Final kick. Unbelievable. Wow. Fair play. You've got to applaud Munster. They did what they needed to do. But that is absolutely shocking play all over from Scarlets. They seem, I don't know what it is, but there just seems to be total lack of ideas in the Scarlets. Poor play. So what's your verdict, boys? What is your verdict on that? And that, the stinger of, we were sitting on what we had. I mean, Munster, really, when you look at all our points where they came from Munster, poor defensive, Munster have been a little bit squeakier, we'd have lost, we wouldn't have had as many points ourselves. That is shocking. All those scores were avoidable. It was more than 3, and he still delivers us Challenge Cup rugby for the first time. No, in the league he lost 3 games in a trot. In the first 3 games of the season, we lost them, and we were like bottom. We were way off the pace, and then we went sort of on a huge run, and we started getting that sort of like Cubby, Shingler, Barkley mix, right? Foxy and Scott Williams were playing well. Patchell and Caldo were scoring all the time. Steph was outstanding. That was Steph's first season really where he was outstanding, wasn't it? But I'm not, no, don't get me wrong, right? Glenn Glaney's been here longer. Yeah, it's a new role for him, but I'm not impressed with what I'm seeing so far. I'm not impressed with what I'm not impressed with some of the decisions selection-wise. Is Kassim injured? Or has he been dropped? Because I don't understand why Kassim is being dropped. I thought Blake Thompson, he would be someone to bring on off the bench for me. But and Kassim to start, to just power some teams first early doors, like. But it's not good enough. All over the park, it's not good enough. So it's a wake-up call. It is a wake-up call. But I've enjoyed doing the stream, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I am going to make it a more regular thing now, each game. And perhaps I'll be the curse, because every time I stream a game, we lose. But hey, I'm willing to sort of play out my my bad luck. Or I don't believe in luck anyway. But I'm going to carry on. If there's other games you'd like me to sort of watch along and stream, and then let me know in comments. And if you haven't already subscribed and give me a like and give a share or whatever, I'd really appreciate it if you could manage to do that for me, to build the channel. I am looking for anybody who's interested in maybe doing like some podcasts or reaction videos, but I don't know. I mean, I've sort of reacted in this live video here. It's not good. It's not good signs here. The first two games we looked quite good, but we were playing poor opposition. Hopefully, if you're going to have a wake-up call like this, you have it straight away. We didn't lose, but that, I don't see that as a positive. But no, we did lose to me. It's not a draw. What am I on about? But we deserve to lose. We deserve to lose, to be honest. For a minute, I thought it was a draw. You know, my mind was in that draw mode where I'd already thought it was a loss, and then for a minute I thought it was a draw. But no, it's hard to know what to say to that. You don't want to be too dramatic about it. It's the first game of the season, but it's not a good look. I think there's enough experience in there from the players to know, but this is the problem with this structure of the season that we've got, that we go international soon now. We go away to Glasgow next. You know, we've got to start looking, what is our team looking like while the internationals are away, and are they going to win us points? Because our full side, more or less, we've still got players out to come back, obviously, but our full side isn't firing. I'd like to trust it and to have faith that it's going to get a lot better than that. But this game was a poor game as well. From both sides, either of these sides playing like they were today would have got tonked playing against anyone from England or France. It was a poor standard out there, to be honest. There was very poor. You couldn't see any sort of where they were trying to test each other's defences out or anything like that. The game wasn't flowing like that. It was just, I don't know, it was just a static sort of, it was a poor watch, it was a hard watch. Whenever it threatened to burst into life, it was poor skills, poor decision making on both sides. It was also disrupted by a lot of indiscipline. That never lends itself to a game where both sides can get their fitness levels up going through phases. I don't know. There was no the ball in play time was poor. I thought But yeah, not a great start. Not just for the Scarlets. I'm on about in general. It's not great rugby. Like I said, I tried watching the Dragons, Leinster Dragons game last night. I had to switch it off after about 5-10 minutes. It was just dreadful. It was just a foregone. I can't tune into a game where it's a foregone conclusion. You know, you just know that Dragons weren't even going to make a game out of it. It was just an onslaught. Damage limitation basically from the Dragons, and it's piss poor. It is, for an outfit that has been created now and given more funding and better players being provided for them than other regions. It's not on. So, but well, there you have it. That's our first game into the season, boys. I don't know what else to say. I'd love to be able to cheer you up, but I don't know. It's like we don't seem to be seeing as a club, as a rugby club, that. I mean, my worry is even when we get things right, it never lasts. We don't build on our momentum because. Suddenly, they wanted now because they're doing well for us, they wanted by Wales. Or because they're doing well for us now, they wanted by New Zealand. And bang, any momentum then is killed. We never are able to absorb any momentum and carry on with any momentum either. I mean, even if, in the back of my mind, even if Glenn Delaney, he starts to make headway, he starts getting us playing well. It's a matter of time before he goes off to fulfill a career somewhere else in international rugby. And it's just, other sides don't seem to go through that, top sides don't seem to go through that, or even if they do change their coach, they seem to be able to carry on. Like Munster now, they've been through a lot of change, a lot of reinventing themselves, but they're always there or thereabouts. And they're never that far off in Europe either, So it is doable. You can look for excuses, but they're not there because other sides do it. That's what's annoyed me about the Scarlets in the last few seasons, in that we built teams and then we don't quite get there, but we don't build on it. And we've got this situation here now where, alright, we've had a few years where we've done well. We've had a few drop-off seasons then where there's been a change of coach, but now it's time to build again, but keep it going. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be any identity in our play at the moment at all. It's not Scarlets rugby that we were playing today. And you can tell me all you want about conditions and being a bit slippery. We had opportunities to get our game going, and every time, whether it be through Dan Jones or Steph Evans, we just kick, and it's the same kick all the time. It works now and again, but it only works now and again because you're doing it now and again. It doesn't then work when you do it as a go-to tactic all the time. We're overusing that tactic, and they're always reading it now. I don't know. Anyway, right, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you for joining me. I will look ahead at what fixture I fancy. Drop me a message. Also, right, I'm going to put this out there now. I should have mentioned it earlier. I want, if anybody's interested in just doing a little recording of match reaction, post-match reaction of yourselves, whatever you think, just about say 20 seconds, 30 seconds long, record it on your smartphone and send it to me via Twitter as a direct message. And what I'll do is I'll edit them in then, but they got to be in quite early. Send me your little reactions and I'll knit them all together and make a little sort of 3-minute video out of or however many I get. If you want to send me some match reactions, guys, or where you think we went wrong and everything, I'll put them into a video and upload them so that you can everybody's voices are being heard then. If you've got any strong opinions, don't just put them in the comments here. Send me a little video of on a smartphone recording. Tweet it to me, direct message, and I'll use them, put them into a video, and I'll upload them. So I'd love to do that to get your fans' points of view. So I'll leave it there. I haven't. Well, we got Glasgow next. I'll definitely be doing that game. But if there's any other games you want me to do, drop me a line. Pop a little note in the comments on what you'd like me to stream, or any other sort of events you want me to cover. I will be definitely covering the Glasgow game. I also do Liverpool games. I'll be doing the Aston Villa game tomorrow against Liverpool. So I'm looking forward to that. And if there's any football fans amongst you, then feel free to join me. But I'm going to knock it on the head there now. And I'm sorry it couldn't be a happier result. Congratulations to Munster. And I bet, what's his name, Jamie Corral or whatever his name was it? What was it? I'm scrolling up. Jamie Carroll. I bet Jamie Carroll is gutted he left now. He should have stayed here, he could have mocked us. Right, I'm going. Have a lovely weekend, boys. And I shall see you next time. Take care. Bye.